Alright, we're back. So we have Salt and Bitter versus Templis here in the Event Cup. We see Salt bringing in most of their team at range. They're all arty fit, and that Caracal is rapid light. They don't want to get tackled, but they've got the Rifter and the Thrasher in at 0 ready to screen and tackle and slow the ships down for those big heavy arty ships to apply. On the other side, we have mostly at 50, except that Myrmidon and the APOC in at 30. So I think both teams are going to be just moving around, trying to position themselves, get into optimals, get the E-War on, and get tackle as soon as they can.
Looks like we have
Countdown
5
is
seconds
running.
and the game's about to start. 3, 2, 1, and the match begins.
Immediately boosts running from that Myrmidon and drones just getting spewed out. We're seeing armor bots coming from both the ships on the Templis sides right there, just to try and get that little extra bit of rep in there. With that Executor and the boost, this could be quite a strong tanky setup now. The Caracal immediately taking long range damage from that APOC. He needs to get moving, get some transversal up, and just try and survive. And no damage being applied at all to the Templar side until I said that, and then suddenly the Incursus is taking lots of damage.
Yeah, the Incursus is scram-webbed by the Thrasher Rifter combo of Salt. They're just sticking it down and just punishing it now. Equal damage is going back. Sorry, continue.
Go on. Yeah, we're seeing a lot of split damage on the Salt team. We're seeing the Caracal, the Thrasher, and the Rifter all taking damage. I think the Caracal's managed to just pull some range, get his transversal up. He's not getting hit as much as he was earlier on by that APOC, and probably what we're seeing is the lighter ships just trying to shed the tackle of the Thrasher. Rifter, I think going for the Thrasher in this case is probably the better choice. It's a lot squishier than that Rifter. But that Incursus, he is going very low. He's probably run out of his local reps, and he's starting to get a little bit of rep from the Executor, but the Executor is taking damage as well, so he's going to be under cap pressure, so this could still go either way at this point. This is very close.
Yeah, the Incursus is just bleeding the bottom of its armor, just trying to keep its reps up and trying to keep this Rifter Thrasher occupied. But as you can see, the Rifter and the Thrasher themselves are just slowly bleeding armor. They're in a team, Salt is a team that doesn't have any Logi at the moment. The only Logi that Salt have brought is, I'm not even seeing any drones out at the moment. They've just brought a horde of warriors that they're dropping on everything.
I think we're about to see a 1, 2, 3 of the Thrasher, Caracal, and the Rifter all within a few seconds of each other disappear. There goes the Thrasher. The Caracal is in
just
structure.
Lost most of its armor in one solid shot from the APOC. Looks like it lined up and matched a vessel and got that like deafening blow across the bow with that Caracal, as all the Caracal, Thrasher, and Rifter go down.
Yeah, now we have just an RT Hurricane and an RT Maelstrom versus the whole of the team from Templis. Now that is not really good because they don't have any form of tackle. So if the Incursus wants to get in there, get tackle on that Kane or Maelstrom, he is just going to be completely safe to do so. Assuming he doesn't do the rookie mistake of just burning straight at an RT Maelstrom, he'll be fine.
We see that the Maelstrom and the Hurricane are both bending in opposite directions. I think they're hoping to split the team apart. So if anything tries to go for one of them, the other can fire with their long-range weapons and try and just actually finish some things off. They're trying to save what's left. And if you look, the Maelstrom is just sitting at 0. It's lowering its speed as low as it can go, and it's dropped sentries.
Yeah, it's a good call, to be honest, by Salt and Bitter. They are pretty much guaranteed to lose this match now, but they're trying to go out with a bit of style, get a few kills there, and by splitting themselves up like that, they guarantee that at least one of them will be able to track some members of the other team. Although we're still seeing just no damage being applied to any of the ships on Templis.
This Kane looks like it's reaching for the edge of glory. It looked like it's trying to just reach the edge of the boundary before it dies, but it's down.
Yeah, so now you just have an RT Maelstrom versus APOC Myrmidon, Executive Dragoon, and Incursus. To be honest, I will be impressed if we see any damage even being applied to anything now by that Maelstrom. He's just going to have no luck whatsoever. I don't think he's even shooting anything. I'm just seeing nothing being applied at all. So it's just a case of how much EHP is this Maelstrom got? Is he going to just try and coast to the edge of glory, or is he going to make us sit and suffer? And as I say that, he's starting to hit that Myrmidon. That Myrmidon took a huge chunk of damage there. All of his shields and quarter of his armor just vanished in one massive volley from that RT hit. Although that Executor, he's just going to sit there and rep it, so there's not much he can
And
do.
you have to remember that this is a Maelstrom with 1400 RTs, so it's not going to be rapid firing. It's going to be firing every 10, 12 seconds. So it's going to do those big chunks of HP and then pause while it does nothing.
Yeah, and with the Executor just ripping up in that gap, I just don't think that the volley damage is going to be enough to kill that Myrmidon before he dies himself. I mean, he's already half shield. He is working on the Myrmidon. The Myrmidon is getting lower as he takes these hits, but as soon as that Myrmidon starts to get closer to that Maelstrom, or pull any form of transversal, those hits are just going to drop off. And I think we can see that's pretty much happened there as he swapped to that APOC, just frantically trying to get any damage on anything, see if he can get some points for his team, but it's too late, or too little too late.
Yeah, it looks like we can start to call it now. This Maelstrom will be slowly boosting through its shield booster, but it looks like it's just too little too late, and it's going to slowly get taken down, and it's going to die. I feel like the Salt team could really have used if it's going to be an RT setup, I think it could really have used a Vigil instead of a Rifter here.
Oh yeah, I agree. I mean, the Rifter has its use to just scram web people and get them down, but especially with the smaller ships, your big 1400 artillery, you're just not going to be hitting. Having
Unless
that
you have
target,
that massive target painter.
bonus one, exactly. That bonus target painter, you would be hitting those ships just so much harder. And that Maelstrom, although it does a huge amount of DPS, the actual applied DPS is just not what it shows in EFT. I mean, some people look at that number and say, oh, that's great. But being able to apply that damage is very, very difficult in an arty ship such as the Maelstrom. And with that, Templis are now just one win away from a place in the EVNT Championship next season, and we will hand it back to the studio.